Hello there, everyone. How you doing today? I hope you're all well. Today we're going to be reading some stories from r/Idontworkherelady, where we're going to find some people who do not want to accept the truth that not everyone on this green earth is born to serve them. If you enjoy, like and subscribe, and maybe leave a comment down below with more subreddits you want me to cover. Now, without further ado, let's get started, okay? Our first story. Your employee is unhelpful. I work at a veterinary hospital that is situated a 2-minute walk away from the local grocery store. When I take a 10-minute break, I usually ask people if they want anything. My favorite thing to happen is when we need something for the hospital, as I get paid to grab my drinks and snacks. And then I get to take my full 10-minute break. So, a week ago, I get asked if I can grab some easy cheese when I go to the grocery store. There wasn't any issue finding the easy cheese, and I grabbed some Slim Jims for me and my work wife, and a Coke, and cradle my bounty in my arms, and make my way to the register. I hear someone ask, "You work here?" come from in front of me, and I ignore it because I'm wearing green scrubs with a clearly visible radiology badge, and a name tag with Certified Veterinary Technician in bold below my name. But suddenly something grabs my left arm and I nearly drop the cans of fake cheese. "Where's the barbecue equipment?" a woman hisses at me as I see an old woman bundled up in a black fluffy coat and sunglasses that cover half of her face as she loosens her grip on my arm. I am stunned for just long enough for both of us to speak at the same time. "Don't know. Don't work here," I say over her "well." She scowls at me, glances at my bounty, and seems to realize that the name tag doesn't even have the name of the store spelled out, and my job isn't pharmacist or whatever. She huffs and leaves, and I quickly check out, assuming that this is the last I'll ever see or hear of her again. When I get back, I put away the easy cheese and take my 10 as I enjoy a Slim Jim and read some comics. I'm a little confused and worried when I go to clock in, as some of my coworkers are staring at the camera, a little worried. There's an emergency. I check it out and see the lady in the front lobby with her buggy blocking the door, holding her massive amount of one grocery bag. She seems rather aggressive as she is talking to the hospital manager. I ask what's going on, and they said she came in about a minute ago and demanded to talk to a manager. After standing around for a minute, wondering what they were talking about, she leaves finally, letting in a tech appointment with her cat. My manager comes back confused and asked what happened. I told him that the old woman grabbed me and asked where something was, and I told her I didn't work there and I didn't know. The manager says that the old woman says I was very rude to her and yelled at her and was unhelpful, and that she should hire or train people to be more helpful and fire me. She says she told the woman that doesn't sound like me, as I have never raised my voice at work. They do not work for the grocery store or are cross-trained with the grocery store, therefore do not need help with customers of a different establishment, and tried multiple times to get the woman to move her buggy. For our next story, we've got, "I don't care that a man died. My kid's tummy hurts." This happened a few years ago, so some things are a little fuzzy around the edges. I'm a veterinary technician, and I got injured on the job. A puppy was handed to me, and he started flailing, and managed to take 1 centimeter plus 3 millimeters chunk out of my cornea with his claw. It's amongst the most painful injuries I've ever received. I can't see to save my life, so I call my dad and ask him to take me to the ER. He picks me up directly from work. The ER is a madhouse. You know it's gonna be bad when there's a handful of staff waiting on an ambulance to arrive. When I'm waiting in an exam room, I hear a page come over the system for a code blue. That means a patient has arrested and it's all hands on deck type of situation for CPR. It's also a reminder that you're lucky to be waiting in an ER because you're not dying. I'm eventually seen by the doctor, and I get a few sidelong glances from the nurses at my scrubs. They seem to notice the large paw print logo embroidered on them from the hospital I used to work at, and leave me be. After my visit, the nurse who's discharging me points down the hall and tells me to exit that way, and then she gets back to work. As I'm walking down the hall, a woman pops out from one of the exam rooms on my blind side and immediately starts yelling. I almost crash into a desk. Our characters will be concerned mother, CM, mortified daughter, MD, and yours truly, main entertainment, me. CM, do you know how long I've been waiting? Me, gesturing in vain towards the paw print logo. I don't work here. CM says, do you think I'm an idiot? Can I get someone to... We have been waiting for 45 minutes in this room. MD's tummy hurts. Do you even care about her? MD, who seems to be about 13 years old, covering her face with her hands, looking a little bit like she wishes the floor would swallow her up. I can't help. And CM slowly says this like I'm an idiot. Her tummy hurts. Do you people even care at all about how long we've waited? In disbelief over how someone could be so clueless about triage. Did you not see the man come in that got hit by a car? Just a guess, but I'm hoping to give her some perspective. Is he my daughter? No, then why would I care? What's wrong with your face? Quit winking at me. Just struggling to see over here. My bad. At this point, a security guard shows up. He stands between us and looks at her, then at me. And me, pointing to the paw print logo, says, I'm a patient. He nods and turns to CM and starts explaining that I don't work there. I didn't hang around to see the aftermath because, the whole couldn't see part. Some say her daughter's tummy still hurts to this very day. And for our last story we got, I said I don't work here. A few years ago, I was on my lunch break from my old job. I worked in a department store selling makeup, skincare, etc. We didn't really have a uniform per se, but just had to wear neat black clothing. We had a bright orange lanyard with my work's name emblazoned all over it to keep our store locker keys on. We also wore a name badge with store's color and name. I usually liked to take it off when I left the store. I didn't like so many randoms knowing my name if I could help it. Anyway, for some reason, I always get asked questions assuming I work there when I go into other stores. It happens to me all the time, even in my casual clothes. Is it me? Does my face or demeanor shout out, overworked, underpaid retail worker? I shudder to think. So anyway, I'm in the supermarket, literally bending down, checking out tampons, pondering if I can withstand another day of retail hell without snapping and losing it. The older woman approaches me and just stands beside me. She doesn't move for a while, so I look up and smile at her, about to apologize, thinking that maybe she needs some tampons too, and I'm in the way. But no. She gives me this, finally, I've been standing here for 45 minutes look that I know all too well. Can you tell me where the baking soda is? She practically growls. I'm sorry, I don't work here, I say, still crouched on the ground like a gremlin. You mean you don't work in that department? No, I deadpan. I don't work here. I touch my lanyard with my work clearly written on it, and she looks at me like I've grown another head. So you're not going to tell me where it is? By this stage, I'm actually concerned this woman is actually insane. So I stand up and tap my badge again slowly, saying the words to her like you would the dumbest kid you've ever met. I do not work here at this store, okay? I gesture around me, then back to the name of my work hanging around my neck, printed roughly 15 times. She glares at me, thinking she can scare or intimidate me. But she doesn't realize I've been desensitized to Karen wildness since my first retail job at 15. She scoffs, mutters something about me being extremely rude, then heads off to berate some other poor innocent soul. Funny thing is, I worked at my job for almost 7 years and frequented that supermarket so often. I probably could have told her where to find the baking soda, but I hate rewarding bad behavior. And so, that, people, is why I no longer work in retail.
Hey, can I borrow your attention for a little second? You see, I'm saving up for some equipment items, like a VR headset so I can record in VR chat, or a new AT2020 mic. You can help me fund these by going to my throne in the description below. I'll leave it on the top if to help you find it. If you enjoy my video, please check it out. Now, that's the end of today's video. I'll see you later.